A 5G networks built to control minds and depopulation. 5G cellular technology can contribute to the great revolution in telecommunications. This is actually the evolution of the network, which is necessary if we are serious about the implementation of IoT, or the Internet of Things. Recently, however, there are many people who claim that not all aspects of the introduction of new technology can positively influence the environment. And it's not just that the 5G network would operate on frequencies on which meteorological radars operate, which could lead to lower accuracy of weather forecasts. The basic objections to the 5G network concern its safety for people. It is good that people finally pay attention to the problem of the so-called electromagnetic smog. All electrical devices call it. Almost all of us are in rooms with Wi-Fi network, which means that there is a constant electromagnetic field around us. Almost everyone uses cell phones, and we are sure that they are safe, believing that they would not be allowed to use them if they could be harmful. However, there is no research on the impact of mobile phones over a long period of time, and as they are shown, they are discredited when they indicate a correlation with brain tumors. If we are afraid of the 5G network, first of all, try to limit the electromagnetic smog in our immediate vicinity. Do not hold the phone when you set up the connection when the radiation is at its peak. During the conversation, try to use wired headphones or hands-free headsets. Do not hold the phone next to the bed, especially with poor coverage. If you do not use it, temporarily turn off the Wi-Fi network. We proceed the prevention of some basic information against the 5G network. The main difference of this technology in relation to the current one is the density with which transmitters and receivers will be mounted. With 2G, 3G and 4G networks, thousands of masts called base stations were used. The antennas of these technologies are also mounted on chimneys, on churches and residential buildings in cities. Interestingly, this practice has not been condemned by people who have no doubts whether the cellular telephone antenna over them during prayer is any problem. However, when someone came up with the need to make transmitters, for example, in lamps on the roads and in housing estates, it starts to arouse fear. The protesters against the 5G network claim that the antennas will be too much and are afraid that this may lead to massive collapse of oncological diseases due to electromagnetic radiation, which too much will accumulate in the neighborhood. Perhaps such a risk exists, but is only the electromagnetic smog responsible for it? SLD's former press spokesman, Tomasz Kalita, claimed he had a brain cancer from holding the phone to his ear constantly. In his opinion, the body could not stand it, a glioma appeared, and unfortunately, Kalita died. Many people who are afraid of such stories recognize that the chances that the electromagnetic field causes such changes in them is large. In fact, it should be remembered that the spectrum of the electromagnetic field is very wide and contains in it both radio waves with frequencies used in mobile telecommunications, as well as hazardous to human gamma radiation, cosmic radiation or ultraviolet radiation. In contrast to the latter types of interactions, according to the current state of knowledge, radio radiation is not able to change the cellular structure of the human body. For most radio waves, human organisms are completely transparent. So where does the soaring increase of health concerns in the case of 5G come from? People are just usually afraid of what they do not know, and for most of us, cellular technology is completely magic and it's easy to believe that some magical waves can hurt us. As long as there is a disparity in knowledge between the protesters regarding the use of 5G technology and professionals in the telecommunications industry causing that there is no common conceptual apparatus necessary for such technical discussion, it is difficult to expect substantive, not emotional, conversation. So, can 5G networks degrade the health of society? There is no evidence for this, and the transceivers used in this technology successfully pass all tests in certifying institutions. The rhetorical question remains whether it will convince people who think that 5G technology is a satanic invention introduced to control the minds and depopulate people by causing disease.